why do I start from there? I start from there because although my mandate is foreign debt and international financial obligations, all the mandates regularly look at the implications of the absence of resources and the limitations that it has on the ability of a country to not only have improved living standards, or at least the maintenance of them, as well as alleviation of poverty development, while they are achieving not only human rights, but also the sustainable development goals. And from a perspective of how each mandate works, and this is where I think it becomes very interesting, the mandate allows me to do three specific things. I do country visits. For example, this year in August, I will be in Argentina, but I'm also mandated to produce thematic reports on different topics. And my October report, for which there was a call for contributions out, and they're still coming in, is actually on the creation of an international fiscal or tax authority, as well as the debates around a multilateral tax convention and where that should be housed. Now, all of these sometimes may sound very technical, but they have a direct impact on the amount of resources countries and regions have, not only to develop, but to react in crises and at a certain speed, depending on the type of situation a country is facing or a region. And the issues around COVID are a true example of how the absence of resources continues to limit the ability of states to get vaccines across to their peoples. So that is sort of where my mandate places itself. The third tool that I have is that I communicate directly with heads of institutions, states, and organizations across the world. An example is I recently, together with other mandate holders, we wrote a letter to the OECD questioning human rights abuses as far as access to information was concerned from a human rights perspective, as they continue to debate and discuss issues around digital taxation and the multilateral convention. Others include writing to the IMF on their gender strategy. So it's a very wide variety. Sometimes it's done individually as a single mandate holder, but very often we work in teams and across different areas and issues that are of shared concern across the world. And that is my mandate broadly. But I want to really talk about why human rights is so important and why it should be the center focus of any conversation we're having about resources. Ever since I took over the mandate, I use a tagline. My tagline is rights require resources. It's nice and catchy, but it really does mean that. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the right to vote in a country or the ability to access fair trial, or even whether you can put food on the table. All of these are rights and all of them cost money. So the problem becomes what happens when a country or a people or society, a community or an individual doesn't have these financial resources. Well, they go through a series of situations, more and more desperate.